Meanwhile, back here at home, the crisis at our southern border appears to be getting worse by the day. The recent surge of illegal immigrants, especially unaccompanied children coming to the U.S. from Central America, is now overwhelming Border Patrol agents and overcrowding holding facilities. Now, FEMA and the U.S. military are now being asked to help. Fox's own John Roberts, he's on the ground tonight in Mission, Texas. He has all the details. John.
Sean, good evening to you from the U.S.-Mexico border. The big question here for the White House is, how do you stop people who are trying to get caught? Because that is the case. And a case in point this morning as we were making our way down to the Rio Grande, as we crossed over the levee, we saw a couple of women who had crossed the river earlier in the day. They were from Guatemala. One of them had a young child, and they were simply instructed by the coyote who took them here to walk up to the levee and wait for the Border Patrol to pick you up. At the Sacred Heart Catholic Charities in downtown McAllen, Texas, near the bus stop where so many people are leaving from, dozens of people have been coming through, most of them women with children or pregnant women or women who are both pregnant and have children. We talked to people, to a person, they say the reason they came here to the United States was to escape poverty and growing gang violence in their countries. There's some thought that they may have been coached into saying that for the benefit of the Border Patrol, but even so, you can't help but feel for the young children that they have in tow with them, and of course the hundreds or thousands of unaccompanied children who have made the journey by themselves. This issue first came to national outrage when the office of Democratic Congressman Henry Cuellar released these pictures of overcrowding in a Border Patrol facility, detention center. Many of these unaccompanied children, they became a national embarrassment. Cuellar, though he is a Democrat, faults the Obama administration, saying the White House was warned but was still caught flat-footed.
We got to do a better job because we have protocols with Mexico where we can do expedited returns. We don't have the same thing with Honduras, Guatemala, and Salvador. And if we don't develop that process, they're going to keep coming over here and they're going to overwhelm it.
You know, truth be told, the system is already well past overwhelmed, and there's really nothing that they can do to stop it, despite the president's assertions that the border is more secure. Case in point, just downriver from where we are in Anzalduas Park, all day long over the weekend, jet skiers from a park on the Mexican side were running Mexican nationals across the river for $100 a head, dropping them off on the American side, even while the Border Patrol and local constables were keeping watch. And there really is nothing, Sean, on this part of the river to stop anybody from coming across. So all they do is they get on an inflatable boat, they touch ground on the American side, wait for the Border Patrol to pick them up. They're processed, they're bought a bus ticket to wherever in the United States they might have relatives, and given a notice to appear before a judge. And many of them, according to Cuellar, likely will just disappear. Sean.
Unbelievable report, John. Thank you. So how exactly is the administration, how are they responding to the border crisis as well as the chaos around the globe? Fox's own Ed Henry, he's standing by tonight on this busy news night at the White House with all the details. Ed.
Sean, good to see you. Bottom line is top White House officials say they're deeply concerned about all of these kids, some of them unaccompanied, showing up at the U.S.-Mexico border. They say their most important worry and issue to deal with is making sure that these kids have health and safety. They're dealing with it in the short term anyway as a humanitarian crisis, but it's also clear the administration does not have a plan just yet to deal with this crisis long term. As for the crisis in Iraq, top officials here say the president is still mulling various military options ranging from U.S. airstrikes to potentially even sending a